everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Cook With Me. Well, when I did the little boxes the other day on a craft video, I mentioned that they were for a party that was coming up a little bit later in the month. So today what we're going to do is a couple of appetizers that I can make ahead. One can be frozen, one keeps for a couple of weeks in the refrigerator, so that we can get some of the party prep done in advance. So we're going to do two different appetizers, and I'll bet they're appetizers that not too many people are familiar with. I was looking for a few things that were a little bit different. One of them is called an olive puff, I believe. Let me just check the what it says here. Yes, olive puff. And it is very simple, 2-ingredient, made with olives and puff pastry. Olive puff. And the second is called Jezebel sauce. And that is a southern sauce that is used to go over cream cheese. Remember when you used to put pepper jelly over cream cheese, or some people still do? Well, this is a different type of sauce that you can put over a brick of softened cream cheese and serve it with crackers. But it also is known to be very good as a glaze on ham, pork, or chicken if you put it on, brush it on towards the end of the cooking time and then let the oven do its fancy trick with the caramelization. But let's start with the olive puffs. So I'm going to take you down to the cutting board and we'll get busy. Be right back. Okay, here I have a piece of puff pastry that I have left to frosting for about half an hour. I'm using this little piece of parchment paper because I'm going to put a ruler on this pastry, and I don't want to put the ruler directly on the pastry. First, I'm going to measure 6 inches. And that is right about here. So I'm going to cut that across. And now I'm going to cut this pastry, or score it, every ½ inch. So let me just put the ruler here, just so I can make sure I'm doing it correctly. I think I'm a little bit off, but that's all right. There you go. So now I'm just going to cut those. Into ½ inch strips. Now I'm going to use pimento stuffed olives, green olives. You can use a variety of olives that actually will make the dish that much more attractive. Calamatas, and making sure that whatever olive you use has been pitted. We don't want any broken teeth. My oven has been preheated to 400. Whoops, that one wasn't too good. Maybe we can salvage it. Probably not. It's all right. Okay. Whoop. Now I have some olives here. Sorry. And what I'm going to do is dry these. I've taken them out of the jar a while ago, but I want to try to dry as much moisture off as possible. And I'm just going to start here and roll it on up. And let me get my pan. I have a pan that's got parchment paper on it. And you see, you want them dry because you don't want them to make the pastry wet. And that's what you're going to do, roly roly. See if I can go this way a little bit. You can see the pan. And they're going in this 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes. I'm going to continue rolling and I'll show you what they look like when they're all in the pan. Okay, here's what they look like, ready to go in the oven. Now you notice my little packets down here. If you remember, I cut that 6 inches long and there was a little strip left over. So I just cut 3 little pieces and filled them up with some strawberry jelly. So they'll just be a little dessert for Bobby. So I'm going to put these in the oven for about 20 minutes. And I'll be back and we can make the other one while this one's cooking. Be back in a minute. Okay, here we go with the Jezebel sauce. Now this calls for 10 ounces and 10 ounces and I think a tablespoon. And I'm just going to make about half of the recipe. So I have a cup on the scale here and I have 5 ounces of apple jelly. That in the bowl. And now I'm going to do 5 ounces of pineapple preserves. Okay, perfect. My goodness, that came out 5 on the dot. And I'm going to do a couple of teaspoons of horseradish, prepared horseradish. and about a good teaspoon of dry mustard. Now you can add red pepper flakes to this. I'm not going to for this right this moment till I test it. Now we're just going to mix this. Now this is not supposed to be used right away. This needs to go in the refrigerator for about 24 hours overnight. Let these flavors kind of meld together. But I'm going to taste it today for you, so it probably won't be the taste that we'll have later. And you can see how it looks, and that will go over some cream cheese. Yes, cream cheese. All right, I'm going to get a cracker, and I'll be back in a minute to give you a taste test. Okay, I have this little container of whipped cream cheese that I'm going to use for this right now because I'm not going to open a block of cream cheese. Oop, I got a broken cracker. Okay, here we are. Let's see what we got here. Good. I think it could use a little bit more horseradish. So before I put it in the refrigerator, I'm going to add a little more. It's getting just the tiniest bit coming through, but it wants to have a little bit more of a bite to it. So let's add a little more horseradish, and then I'm going to jar it up and put it in the refrigerator because it's good for at least a couple of weeks in the refrigerator. Now, we haven't got a cracker, but let me just get a taste. That's better, yeah. Okay, back when the olives come out of the oven. Here they are right out of the oven. I took them off the pan, put them on a cooling rack so that the bottoms don't get soggy. And I'm going to give you a taste test. I'll use one of these not so pretty ones. But actually, I could just cut that off. There we go. Well, I'll give it a try. I think they're going to be awfully hot. Delicious. And it's so simple. If your company loves olives, they'll like these. Good. Well, 2 down, more to go. So there you go. Olive puffs and Jezebel sauce. So until I see you again Wednesday, we're going to do some party prep with decorating and fixing the tables. And the next Sunday we'll do the gifts from the kitchen. and I will see you then. Until then, everybody have a great afternoon, evening, morning, night, whatever it is for you. Stay safe, and everybody play nice now. Love ya. Bye-bye.